Mars, the red planet. The human race has stared up at the sky for tens, if not hundreds of thousands of years. When Galileo observed the big red celestial body through a primitive telescope in the 16th century, it kicked off an enormous amount of astronomical research into our big red neighbor. Questions arose, like, is there life on Mars? After extensive research, the answer to that question was an emphatic no. But still, we found ourselves continuing to ask. If there's not life now, then was there ever? Well, let's examine the new information gathered by the Mars Rover in this video. Before we get into it, you know the routine. Thumbs up, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. The answer to that question of whether there was life ever on Mars may be hiding somewhere on the planet. And so the greatest NASA scientists got together and built a succession of rovers, motor vehicles that travel across the surface of the planet, exploring and examining territory for interesting features, as well as using advanced robotics to keep themselves in one piece in unknown terrain. Over the last few decades, NASA has sent 5 Martian exploration rovers to Mars since 1997. Some other attempts never got off the ground, but of the few that did, the Curiosity, launched in 2011 to investigate the Aeolus Paul and Aeolus Mons, is still operational, while the latest addition to the mission, the Perseverance, was launched in 2020, transported by United Launch Alliance Atlas V rocket, and landed in February 2021, the ultimate center of the $2.7 billion Mars 2020 mission. It hurled itself towards the planet at about 25,000 miles per hour. Its objective: to investigate a place unknown to us Earthlings, as Jezero Crater, where it's perceived that there may have once been some forms of life. Based on the same rectangular body as the Curiosity rover, Perseverance is, however, far more advanced. It is equipped with a robotic arm, a drill for taking specimens, 6 wheels, and a laser for testing the structure and makeup of objects. The 2 rovers are working side by side for different goals, with Curiosity testing the habitability of Mars, while Perseverance explores the surface for traces of ancient Martian life, with 23 cameras and scientific instruments to back it up. Its SuperCam is able to analyze specimens of rock for traces of organic matter, as small as a pinhead over 20 feet away. It also has MEDA, that's Mars Environmental Dynamic Analyzer, which means Martian weather, as well as wind speed and direction. So, what has this new and technologically superior Mars rover found on its mission so far? When Perseverance reached orbit around Mars, the world would open its eyes to something new to us all. Perseverance landed perfectly through its minute-long Terra touchdown, something we on Earth could only have learned after the 11 minutes it takes to receive a signal from Mars. By the time we knew that it had entered the atmosphere, the Perseverance was already upon the red planet's surface. This will be great if it goes well, but allows for almost no useful reaction time if sudden problems occur. The truly magnificent part, though, was that our technology on Earth has improved. This made it possible to have the first ever Martian landing captured on video. This landing was accomplished by using an impressive new practice known as the sky crane maneuver. The jetpack portion of the package unleashed its thrusters 7,000 feet above the surface of the planet, gracefully lowering Perseverance onto the surface using very strong cables. Chalk that one up as a big win for NASA. As for the Jezero Crater itself, the scientists have reason to believe that this may be the best place on the planet to locate any signs of ancient life. This is because the data suggests that 3.5 billion years ago, Jezero held a gigantic lake. While the water itself is long since gone, the scientists believe that there could still exist biosignatures from lives long lost. Following on from its landing, Perseverance sent back several high-resolution images. The first high-resolution color image of the surface of Mars ever to be received by us, here on Sol 3. On March 28, 2021, it sent an image of a very strange-looking rock. Just for good measures, Perseverance zapped the rock with a few lasers in order to aid scientists in gauging what the rock is made of. If that's impressive, then get ready to have your head blown off. Perseverance has more than one trick up its sleeve. For instance, on the underside of Perseverance is Ingenuity, a very small robotic helicopter that it dropped off on April 4, 2021. While the Ingenuity has no scientific instruments, it does have a very high-resolution color camera and a black and white navigational cam. NASA wants to test fly Ingenuity 5 times over 31 days, and after just 2 days on April 6, Perseverance sent us a photo of Ingenuity set down on the surface of Mars. This was taken with its Mastcam Z, a state-of-the-art camera that has panoramic and stereoscopic capabilities, as well as advanced zoom. It could take video, panorama, and 3D images. Sometime later, a video was sent from Perseverance of Ingenuity's carbon blade spinning. A successful test? Sort of, but following that there were problems with takeoff. The rotors were tested at full speed, but Ingenuity failed to leave the Martian soil. A software glitch was responsible, but the machine was able to transmit that it was safe and in good working order. The team at NASA responded by implementing a hotfix to the software and reinstalling it remotely from Earth. On April 19, Ingenuity finally accomplished the human race's first ever powered, controlled flight on another planet, while Perseverance captured video of the 4-pound craft's takeoff through Mastcam Z. Ingenuity hovered for 30 seconds at a consistent altitude of 10 feet. Perseverance has been successful in surviving the 90 degrees Celsius that far from the sun will experience, and it will traverse several locations to gather specimens that will be deposited in a pre-planned location. NASA and the European Space Agency will then fly a pair of spacecrafts to Mars for collection and return to Earth. This is highly ambitious. Meanwhile, the Curiosity rover will continue to aid in this effort, returning even more samples to the cache. Curiosity has taken several important pictures, but one of clouds on Mars is highly interesting. It was taken by Curiosity's right navigational camera. Clouds are absolutely possible occurrences on Mars, and they are made of water ice that is condensed on dust particles floating in the atmosphere. With its mission to explore and experiment on Martian geology, atmosphere, environment, and traces of life, Perseverance has its work cut out for it, especially when you add to that an additional mission, creating oxygen on Mars for future colonization purposes, using MOXIE, the Mars Oxygen in Pseudo Resource Utilization Experiment, a tech demonstrator that is able to make oxygen from carbon dioxide found in the Martian atmosphere, using solid oxide electrolysis, with META giving Perseverance data on weather and environment. The first humans to land on Mars will be ready for what it throws at them. If MOXIE is successful, then once, twice, or 3 times the size could be deployed to Mars, along with a 30-kilowatt power plant next. In around about 1 year, it could produce 4.4 pounds of oxygen per hour, which will be great for those planning to take summer holidays on Mars in 2251. Well, the future is bright for the human race. And if you're bright too, you'll like this video. And while you're at it, subscribe and ring that notification bell to stay informed with upcoming tech news. Thanks for watching. Until next time.